Businessman Mark Harris, pictured, faces arrest after he failed to show up to court today to answer why he failed to pay a £2,000 fine for dangerous driving. A warrant has been issued for the arrest of a Rolls-Royce driving property tycoon after he failed to pay a penny of the fine he was handed for driving dangerously at 120 miles per hour. Police Scotland have been told to track down businessman Mark Harris after he failed to turn up to court today to explain why he had paid his £2,000 fine. The warrant was issued by Sheriff Lindsay Fowlis after he heard Harris had not paid any of the fine despite it being imposed in June last year. Harris, from Dundee, was banned for 30 months and fined £2,000 after being found guilty at Perth Sheriff Court of dangerous driving. He crashed into a garden after trying to outrun the police during a 120 miles per hour chase lasting several miles on his way home from the pub. Highly trained traffic officers reached speeds of 120 miles per hour but failed to make any progress on Harris until he lost control and plowed through a wall and into a garden. Harris was found guilty of dangerous driving and failing to stop for the police. He was cleared of failing to give a blood specimen for alcohol as he had a phobia of needles. Sheriff William Wood said, "This was in my view a quite appalling course of driving, not only on the A90, but on the narrow streets of Logforga, where he lost control. He sought to outrun the police by his speed. I found his account of a deer in the road to be incredible. I have no reason to doubt the police officer's evidence about speed. When traveling at 120 miles per hour they did seem to be gaining. I reject Mr. Harris' self-serving evidence." Harris had claimed during a week-long trial that he lost control because he swerved to avoid hitting a deer on the road. He said he was driving a different car because he had caused £23,000 damage to his Rolls-Royce hitting a deer in a previous incident. Fiscal Deputy Bill Kermode told the court, "The pursuit continued for some miles on the A90. The manner of driving here indicated a pursuit and avoiding the police. He did not slow down or pull in. It would have been absolutely clear to him the police were solely interested in his vehicle. It was only brought to a halt by a collision which disabled his vehicle." Perth Sheriff's Court ordered Mr. Harris' arrest after he failed to show up in court earlier today. "It is my submission Mr. Harris knew he had been drinking. Admissions were made at the scene and he smelled of alcohol at the hospital. His speech was slurred." Harris said, "I was doing in excess of 90 miles per hour. I was fairly comfortable with my speed and capability for driving. I did see a problem." He told the trial he had pulled off the A90 into the village of Logforga but denied driving at double the 30 miles per hour limit when he lost control and smashed into a wall. "There was an animal, I think it was a deer, on my left-hand side. I had a split second and I deliberately went in the opposite direction to avoid any collision. I hit a tyke.